Henry, you write that there will no doubt be ever louder calls from Hamas supporters for an immediate ceasefire. And you quote the great military theorist Karl von Clausewitz, who says that every aggressor is a lover of peace. He wants his aggression to go unopposed. I think this is such a powerful line, and I've quoted it this week on the program. Can you expand on this point, please, and why a ceasefire is unacceptable in the wake of the brutality that we've seen?
Well, the obvious objective of a ceasefire is to allow Hamas to regroup, rearm, and prepare its next offensive. And a ceasefire would essentially allow Hamas to get off scot-free. That's what it's intended to do, and that's what it would do. It's as absurd a proposal, fundamentally, as it would have been for the Allies to accept a ceasefire in the face of the Nazis and Japanese. On the contrary, the Allies throughout that war, which was again a war for survival, a war which was going to determine whether Western freedom survived or perished. In that war, their entire strategy was to maintain the pressure, maintain the fight, up to the point at which the enemy had no choice but to capitulate. And in exactly the same way, what is at stake in Gaza is whether Gaza will remain under the control of a group whose whole purpose is to destroy the state of Israel and its people, or will be free of that group and hence have a chance for a better, more prosperous future.
Such powerful points, Henry. We saw this hospital bombing scandal, of course, about a week ago when Israel was very quickly blamed for bombing a hospital. The media believed the Hamas lies. In fact, it was Palestinian Islamic Jihad responsible. The hospital wasn't bombed. It was a car park. 50 people died, not 500. What's your view of the anti-Israel bias that we're seeing in some international media outlets?
Well, it's both sad and predictable. It's sad because you would think that the function of the media is to try, to the extent possible, even in difficult circumstances such as those of an armed conflict or a war, to discern the truth, and to do so without fear or favor. And it's predictable because we've seen this time and again. This has been the modus operandi of the ABC, for example, for the last 30 years. It wasn't always like that. There was a time when the ABC was far more objective in its reporting. But now what we have is the rise of journalism as a form of activism. And the boundaries between journalism and activism have blurred, and the whole ideal of journalistic objectivity has disappeared. That's particularly shocking, obviously, when the activism is being funded by taxpayers who have no choice but to underwrite that bias. And that's exactly what we see, particularly at the ABC, but also at many of its counterparts overseas.
Exactly, and we played some clips from the ABC earlier in the show tonight that were egregious. Henry Ergas, I thank you very much for your insight, your brilliant writing, and your brilliant commentary just now. Thank you so much.